Pittsburgh are rolling down that eastern seaboard. I got my diesel wound up and she's a-running like I never before. There's a speed zone ahead with all...
Xerxes, take it. Bring. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, you. Hey, y'all. I'm the Cowboy Trucker, and today we're going to talk about a little troublesome light on the dash cut. It's the ABS light. Now, used to be you can drive and not be in violation with an ABS light, but today's they changed the rules. DOT will put you out of service and give you fines and look deeper into your truck just because you have that ABS light on. And then you'll get CSA points, and your carrier won't thank you either because they will also potentially get fines and a CSA points on their record as well. And to do the ABS, a sensor is a wheel speed sensor, and they're located at your steers and at least one of your drive axles. Okay. So they're relatively easy to work on, and most of the wiring harness for your ABS sensors are inside the frame rails. So you'll have to cut these zip ties. This is the wire for the ABS sensor clipped onto the air hose here, and there's zip ties down here holding it up out of the way to where it doesn't get pinched, ripped, or anything, so it's secure, and it can't get up in the bind in any moving parts. I've seen these cables get in between the slack adjusters and the push rods on your brake systems, and they'll get in between and they get smashed, and all of a sudden you get an ABS light and you don't know why. And if you do get an ABS light, one of the common things to look for is these connectors. You just follow this ABS wire on the wiring harness, and the wiring harness is located behind the frame rails right here. You can't really see it, but I'll show a picture of it later. And this wiring harness goes to the ABS module underneath the front bumper, and it just goes all the way down and down into the front and underneath the center of the radiator. And this ABS module works off magnetic force, so it sends a signal to the ABS module telling you how fast this wheel is spinning. It's also the system works with your traction control system, so if one of these components fail, you lose your traction control as well. And the magnetic sensor, the wheel speed sensor, picks up a tone ring. And tone ring, it just looks like a castle when you're looking at it flat on. It's thin piece of metal on a big circle on the inside of your rim, or your hub, and it has a highs and lows. Kind of like for the computer geeks out there, it operates in binary, zeros and ones. So it'll read on, off, on, off, on, and so that's how it picks up how fast your wheel is moving. And they're supposed to have grease on these, and this one don't because it didn't come with the lithium grease when I bought it, and I already swapped the sensor out. So I'm going to pull the sensor out, show you how to remove a sensor, how to reinstall a sensor, and how to grease the sensor. It's all really simple. So few things you'll need: a nice nifty hammer and some type of really long needle nose pliers. It makes it really easy. So you just if you're going to swap your sensor out, you can go ahead and remove all these clips, and they just pop right on off. They're really easy. And cut these zip ties off, and that's all there is to it. This here on your frame rail, it actually just pops off. It's rubber, and it's really easy to remove, and it has a gap in it, so you can take the old one off and put it on your new sensor. So that way you don't have to figure out how to do that later on, because that confused me when I first changed the ABS sensor, how to get this off, and once I did take it apart, I realized it was split. Just like that, not too bad. Alright, let's go down here to the sensor. So follow the wire down to the sensor. There's this little metal piece sticking out. Then those pliers come in handy because you can go past the sensor onto the wheel assembly itself, and it can give you leverage to pull it out. You just go in front of the metal part, just pry. And then as you get it out further and further, then you'll be able to get down here on the wheel assembly, get really good leverage because it's pretty long. It's not a little short piece. When you get it so far out, it'll just come out by hand. And it's a little simple device. cause you a whole lot of havoc. And since it's magnetic and it doesn't have the grease, if you see right here, you'll see little metal shavings. That's from the toner ring. It's because the toner ring has carbon in it, and then it's also magnetic. And this will actually stop your sensor from reading. So you just got to clean this off. Spray with a little bit of grease. And spray some grease in through the hole. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. And grease will not interfere with the operation of the wheel speed sensor at all. Just shove it in as far as you can by hand. Take your hammer and your pliers. Go on the back side of that sensor. This is where you want to be careful. You got to be able to get the pliers on. That's why I like these Bosch grip pliers. Needle nose. And with enough pressure, and place it against the wheel assembly itself. So when you hit it with the hammer, you're not smashing on your fingers or anything. And you just tap it on in until it don't go no more. And you don't have to hit it really hard. You just barely tap it. If you hit this too hard and get in there, jammed in there too much, you'll actually damage the sensor and you have to buy a new sensor. So just barely tap it in. That's all it takes, especially with a dead blow hammer. That's why I like a dead blow hammer, because you can still use the kinetic force through your tools in the metal without damaging your tools. And it's preferable that you use white lithium grease. And you can use it for more than just your wheel speed sensors. You can use it on your fifth wheel. You can use it on anything that's metal to metal, but it's really good on your wheel speed sensors as well. Thank you for stopping by. Sable and I will see y'all later.
6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. I got me 10 forward gears on a Georgia overdrive. I'm taking little white pills and my eyes are open wide.